Hey, gorgeous girls. So today's going to be a little bit different, or maybe it's going to be a common thing, but I'm here without any makeup on and it's about 2:30 and I've just woken up. I've missed my prayers. I've just done Zohar, and even though I think it's gone past Zohar, my husband's gonna pick up the kids. I'm in these clothes. I don't have a bra on. This is what I look like on a regular day. Actually, my hair is a little bit better than usual. Oh yeah, and I haven't brushed my teeth either. So even though I've done a wudu, I haven't brushed my teeth. Why am I telling you this? This is me when I'm low. I have these days on social media, on Instagram, I look like, you know, I've got everything together, but is so far from the truth. Like, it's so far from the truth. And I feel like we need to normalize the most. I can speak for women, because with men, I just feel like the way they think is very different to how we process. And I just feel like, I don't know, I don't want to give, you know, gender explanation, like gender excuse. But unfortunately, I mean, our bodies are very different to men. We have so many hormones. We're expected so much in society as well. Mums, daughters, sisters, sister-in-laws, wives. Just every role that we have to play it to the maximum, because it's like everything falls apart. So yeah, I don't know if, you know, who this video would help. But just right now, just know that I'm in the same boat as you. I have really low days where I don't want to brush my teeth. Brushing my teeth, right? It might come across, thank God you ain't next to me, because you are gonna, you know, you're gonna run a mile because my breath is stinking. But brushing my teeth, thank God I've got composite bonding as well. Brushing my teeth, when I brush my teeth regularly, right, it's a good time. It's a good time. And lately I have been brushing my teeth quite a bit. I have these things, I have these markers, okay, in my day where I feel like if I do them, my day is a good day. So praying on time, okay, not going to sleep when I take my kids to school. So that nap time that I have, it's not really a nap. So if I'm having a low day and I take my kids to school, so I drop them about 8:30, okay, and I come back, reach home about 9 o'clock, 9:30. And that's when if I'm feeling low, I grab the duvet and I just want to escape from the world. And I sleep till 2:30 or 2:45, when it's time for me to pick up my kids. And that sleep just sets the day from other days, because it means I haven't been productive. It means, you know, I don't want to bother with life. I just want to escape. And one of my coping mechanisms, when I was younger, it was a very real problem, because I used to be, and now I can pinpoint why I was doing what I was doing, and it was because of depression. And maybe a lot of people who were, you know, religious, we're told, like Islamically, if you feel like, our faith tells us, if you feel depressed or if you feel low, always compare your life to those that, you know, are in worse conditions than you are. So in war-torn areas, and, you know, there's a lot of people that when you reflect on your own life, they will come across the they do have it a lot worse. But our faith also says that God gives you, Allah gives you as much as you can carry. Okay? So for us, each of our struggle is our own, and it's significant for us. And I feel like we shouldn't ever be gaslighted into feeling like, I feel like, yes, do compare yourself, but if it has a positive effect on you, if you do say, yeah, alhamdulillah, but at the same time, if it doesn't, right, and sometimes it makes me even more sad that I've got this life and then other people have it worse off than me. And it just is like, is anyone happy in this world? And then I look at people who, are like, obviously social media people, myself. I look at my own videos back. Sad, I know. But I look at my own videos back and I'm like, I want her life. Because I look so happy. I look like I've got everything together. I look like, oh, I know so much things on social media and I know this and I know that. It's far from the truth. It's far from the truth. I think I have changed how to cope with my low days. But inside is a constant battle. And some days I'm just like, do you know this one scene? I don't want to cry. I'm not going to cry because I want this space to be positive. However, maybe I should have one platform where I just cry. And there's a scene, okay? I don't know if I can add it because I'm not that good on YouTube right now. But there's this scene from this movie called The Green Mile, okay? And John Coffey, okay, which is the police guy. Oh, doorbell, hold on. Whew, I'm out of breath. That's another thing that's depressing me. My weight, because it's a constant struggle. It's a constant struggle. 20 years of me wanting to lose weight. And for those who say, have you ever considered surgery? No. I will, till my last dying breath, try every other possible way to lose weight that is non-invasive, that doesn't require me taking pills or injectables. I will not do it. Anyway, so yeah, this scene from Green Mile, basically, if you haven't watched it, please watch that movie. You will be bawling. So this guy has a gift. Big black guy, but he's a teddy bear and he has a gift, okay? Teddy bears and he's very soft within, and he's just like, I won't give you too much away, but basically, I would have to give this bit away. Spoiler alert. So don't listen if you don't want to. So he was basically on the, he was going to be executed, okay? And the guy, he made like a friendship with the warden of the, death row jail, okay? And in the scene then, he's like, the police officer was like, if you want me to stop this, I will. She's on the chair and he's like, boss, I'm tired. I'm tired.
I'm tired, boss. Tired of being on the road, lonely as a sparrow in the rain.
And every time I hear that in my voice, every time like life gets tough, in my head, I'm like, I'm tired. And probably not the Southern American accent, but it's like maybe a Welsh accent. I'm tired. That's not even a Welsh accent. Like whatever accent I have, I feel like I have a Pakistani twang to my accent. But yeah, I'm just like, that's the best way to describe it. That's the best way to describe it. When you're constantly in something and You feel like you're running a marathon, whether it's to do with your health, okay? You're just constantly battling, every single day battling. Whether it is you just trying to put a face on, you know, be that perfect person. You're running and running and running. Whether you're trying to juggle being a woman in all your roles as being a mother, being, you know, for single mothers out there, trying to be their like father to their kids as well. People in relationships, you know, in like a abusive relationship, just battling. And then in our South Asian culture as well, Pakistanis, Indians, like, you know, we're just constantly, I feel like, you know what, it's in every culture. For women, it's just they're always running. And it's just like, you know, even young girls like going to uni or going to school, and they're like, we have to be good at it. Or those who don't perform well, they're just like constantly saying, oh, we're going to be judged if we do this. Oh, are we allowed to wear this? Like constantly just running and running. You get tired. In the end. You just want all the noise to stop. You just want it to stop. And in that moment, I can understand why people get in a really, really dark place. But being a doctor, before that, my faith has really helped me snap out of that dark place. Because I'm like, my existence has a purpose in life on this earth. My existence, the fact that God gave me, you know, this gift of life, it means there's a gift. And why should I throw it? Why should I throw it away? So yeah, there's a fine line between irrational thinking and then, you know, rationality. But it is easier said than done. And slipping into that dark place, it is difficult to get out of. But I suffered from depression most of my life, undiagnosed, but I've had depression. But I've been diagnosed with, you know, when I had Harim, I was diagnosed with postnatal depression. I feel like it was a continuous thing from Amaya, but because I was in Wrexham, in North Wales, there wasn't any much contact with my family. And every time, like, I was so angry. I've been angry most of my adolescent life, and then, you know, adult life as well. I think only recently, moving back to Cardiff, finding my voice. I think social media has done that. If you ask a lot of my family members, or even like my friend, like family friends and stuff, since childhood, like I've been a quiet, timid person, and I've always, you know, found it difficult to express my feelings. Yeah, I know. But growing, like, coming out to postnatal depression, and a lot of prayers when my younger brother Sami and my mum went to Hajj, and then my sister and her husband went to Umrah. There was a lot of praying for me, because honestly, I was watching videos back yesterday, Malia's videos, YouTube videos, and the moment when I could see the videos when I was in a really bad place, really bad, and there was this video. Hold on. Goddamn onions. So there's this video, it was this video where Emily has uploaded where I've given birth to Harim. And it was a beautiful moment. She showed Harim's little feet and she was so cute. I don't remember Harim as a baby, as a newborn. Goddamn flipping onions. So I don't remember Harim as a newborn. I just don't, because I had a bit of depression before I found out I was pregnant with Harim. I was in a bad place anyway. It was in Wrexham. I just wanted to get out of there. I couldn't see my family. It was just 5 hours away. And then I found out I was pregnant, and I was like, even then dealing with physical stuff. So I haven't enjoyed the pregnancy with Amaya. I haven't enjoyed the pregnancy because there was a lot of things going on during that time. And then I didn't enjoy the pregnancy with Harim, even though life was okay. During Amaya's time, life was really horrific, but during Harim's time, it was getting okay. But me, myself, I wasn't good. I wasn't okay. I had a lot of like health issues and all that stuff. And losing that, you know, I was so independent, and then being dependent physically on others, it was the worst thing of my life. And that's why health is so important. And you know what? That's why I feel like a lot of us within our family, we have such a strange relationship with our health, because we're just like always scared that something's going to happen. And you know what? It's our bodies. Things are going to happen. You know, people within my family, I was the strength. I was the rock. I was the brick wall that people would lean against. And when I fell apart, the whole family was just, they didn't know what to do. They really didn't know. Like the reaction to everything, I think it was very reactionary. People thought tough love was the way to go with me, but all I wanted was a bit of kindness. My family tried their best, though. They just tried everything. They tried everything for me to come out of this dark hole. And I have no idea how I got there. I feel like it was just because it was an amalgamation of things, like me being alone, getting depressed, then getting pregnant, then having health issues, just one thing after the other. And the fact is that my career has really got me down, and I project a lot, because I feel like there's a lot of resentment in my heart. But at the end of the day, it was my fault or, you know, circumstance that I couldn't have I couldn't go full blazing into my career. And if I did, I feel like I wouldn't have these lows, because at my age, I could have been a registrar, and I'm still a SHO, and I still don't have a training position. So it's just like, because of wrong decisions on my part, because of my parents maybe not in the medical field and not really guiding me, not knowing how to guide me, just, you know, coming from Pakistan, doing a medical degree over there, then coming over here, and just not being guided. And even now, that's why I really want to do something for international medical graduates, because I just feel like they're winging it. They're just winging everything, and I feel like it's not fair. Yeah, there might be sites to go on, but how do they know about the sites? They're not even in any kind of job that would give them the privilege of having that information given out to them. Yes, you could Google things, but can you when you don't know what questions to ask? So yeah, I really want to do something for that. That's another matter. But yeah, I was watching Malia's videos, and I was just like trying to picture Harim. And I saw what my daughter looked like in her videos. I tried to avoid these videos because it was such a bad place. And for some reason, I don't have any pictures of Harim being that little. And I have this constant, like, my mum is very, very protective over Harim. And me, I've been very protective over Amaya. Because I remember Amaya. I remember the certain things that were happening to her, or I mean not to her, but like how she was feeling in that moment, and how she wasn't, you know, didn't have her mum in that moment. And because she was still a little bit vocal, you know, because she was 2, I think, or 2.5. With Harim, it was just because it was an unplanned pregnancy, and it was just too overwhelming around. So the celebration of a birth was never celebrated. I didn't ever celebrate Harim being in this world. And right now, she's the most happiest. And I would say Amaya is probably closer to her dad, and she can't breathe without me. Like, she can't breathe without me. My nose is like 4 times the size of what it is now. So, sorry. This was supposed to... Do you know what? I told myself, I'm not going to do this shit. I'm not going to do this stuff. I'm not going to do this. But, I don't know. Hopefully it helps some of you to see just... We all go through it. And, you know what? Trauma, in any sense, is major. And we are very lucky that we can, you know, we've got a roof over our heads, and still we have these issues, but we're human beings. Depression, mental health is such a major taboo, but is so prolific, like it's everywhere. And the fact that even our faith talks about it, that, you know, it's described that it's this thing that is so, there's no cure for it. There is no cure for it. So if you feel like you're alone, trust me, you are not alone. I'm right there on that boat with you. But inshallah, we paddle our way to the shore. We will. So, yeah, going back to the videos, I'm trying to finish this. So that video, just being happy in the moment that Malia captured those. Because Malia, she did those YouTube videos, or does YouTube videos now. She hasn't done them for a while. I know, I'll try and tell her to keep on top of it. She says it's home videos for her, you know, for us to look back at and say, just go through all the things that we've gone through. And I saw my brother's wedding as well, Sami, and I remember I just saw my face, and all I was doing was just really like, I couldn't see a smile on my face, because I was, I think, 8 weeks pregnant with Harim, and I was vomiting. I had severe vertigo and really, really bad. And now I'm like, I wasn't even in my own state of mind in that wedding. I don't even remember most of it. And which was another sad thing, because my youngest brother getting married, and I just remember the negative stuff. I don't remember the positive things about it at all. Like, you know, negative stuff in the fact that how I was just struggling. And it was such a beautiful moment, my little brother getting married, and how happy he was, and how happy we all were. And how good we all looked, because I was quite slim then, because hyperemesis just made me lose so much weight. So, oh, and try and watch that video. Samaya and Malia and my mum. Oh. Anyway, so, but I saw Iqbal in that video. And he looked the worst that he's ever looked. He looked haggard. He looked tired. He had dark circles. He had grey hair. He was so like thin, and just looked like somebody was going through hell. And that was because I was going through hell. So yeah, then what hit me was the next videos. Malia tried to, like, you know, she didn't bring me in the videos because I looked so bad. And there was a scene where, clip, not scene, it's not a movie. There was this clip where I was lying down in bed. There was 2. I was lying down in bed with Harim, and Amaya was in Iqbal's hands. And then she sat on my bed, and then she took Harim. Malia gave her Harim. And I remember that moment looked so good on camera. But behind it, all I was doing was crying. Because I was like, I can't take care of both of my children. I was so depressed, and I was so physically unwell. Because of my depression, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't change their nappies. I couldn't even breastfeed Harim because there was this crazy burning sensation in my breast. I don't know, I think it was psychosomatic. And that's another thing I've got a lot of mum guilt for, because I've only breastfed Harim probably a number of times for the first few weeks of her life. And after that, I didn't, because I was on anxiolytics, and maybe it was because of that. I was on lorazepam, the most smallest dose, but still, I was somebody who hardly took paracetamol. So that was that. I couldn't feed my child. I gave her, Amaya, breast milk till she was like 2.5 years old. And here I am with, it's getting dark as well. Sorry, still, there was lots of things to delete off my phone and not enough stories. So I probably need to do a part 2, I don't know. So I'll quickly wrap it up now. So yeah, the whole breastfeeding situation. So yeah, there was this one clip where my sister Samaya, she's on the floor and she's changing Harim's nappy. And I remember that scene so many times being played out in front of me, where I couldn't change my children's nappies because both of them were nappies, because I had depression to the extent that I couldn't physically move. It might come across like, what does that mean? But those who have suffered depression, you guys know how bad depression can be. That I was physically unable to take care of my kids. And if it wasn't for my family, even though they were struggling too, like looking back on it, there was a lot of things that, you know, could have been differently, like done differently, but I can't blame anyone. It was just because the rock, me, I was disintegrating, like literally just crumbling. So I can't say anything, you know. It was just a lot of things that happened in between. Like I had postnatal depression for a whole 2 years. When we came back, when we moved to Birmingham, that's when slowly, Birmingham really helped me. So those people in Birmingham who I met, that's when I started like kind of socializing more. Like it was outside of my family. And I started going to events. I started like events in the sense like nobody invited me. I was a nobody. I was still a nobody. But back then there were things, there's always something going on in Birmingham, especially back then. Obviously with COVID, everything has gone, you know, it went a bit weird, but now everything is coming back slowly. So yeah, going to Birmingham, meeting all these people, they were so social, they were sociable, they were so warm. I started slowly getting out, but even still then as well, I was still alone. My family was still 2.5 hours away and I was alone with the kids. And it affected Amaya's school because, and that's, I've got a lot of guilt towards Amaya, and only just yesterday I got guilt towards Harim because it's documented that she was a newborn baby and I didn't know what she looked like, you know. And I had images in my head of her, Amaya being changed, her nappy being changed, her calling out to her mum and not being able to, you know, really see her mum because her mum was struggling. It wasn't because Amaya was vocal, you know. She would say mama, she would cry for me. Harim was a newborn baby. She didn't know anything. Times was really dark. I remember one time Iqbal was in the house and Iqbal just came from work, and I was struggling with both of them. You know, I was struggling with a toddler and a newborn. And Harim was a really good newborn. She was so good, but she was crying. And she was crying for my breast milk, but I couldn't give it to her. And I was so physically unwell. It took me about half an hour to make her the bottle of milk, because I was just having vertigo. But yeah, I had both of them. I was in the bed upstairs. It was 3 stories, so I was always on the top floor. I had them in my hand. I was feeding Harim, and I was just crying. And my Amaya was just wiping my tears. Mommy, it's okay, it's okay. And I was like, I'm okay. I've got onions in my eyes. And then as soon as Iqbal, that doorbell, every time it would ring, I would run. Because I would find, like, the only person out of everything, even though my family was there, I don't know why, but I saw Iqbal as my protector, as my happy place, as that thing that would, you know, take me out of this dark place. Every time I would see his face, I would just feel a sense of ease, even though he done F up. He did during my depression times, and I still remember, and I still hold him to that. But yeah, so he would come. So when he rang the bell, I quickly gave Amaya and Harim to him, and I ran upstairs. And do you know what I did? I hid in the cupboard. I hid in my cupboard, because I didn't want Iqbal to call me downstairs to take care of the kids. I just wanted to escape. I just wanted a bit of just escape. And I hid in the cupboard for about 20 minutes, and I was like this, and I was rocking forward. I can't even do that now because I'm so fat. But back then I lost lots of weight. Do you know how much weight I lost? I lost 4 stone during the period of finding out I was pregnant with Harim to Harim now being like a month and a half. So I lost 4 stone. So I look good, but I wasn't good. So yeah, that was, I feel like I need to do a part 2 to this. Maybe tell you how Iqbal was actually in the whole thing. I think that's another video, because it's getting dark now and the lighting's going and it's awful right now. It's just horrendous what this video looks like right now. So yeah, it's a little bit of raw, my other side. You know, I've shared a few things on social media here and there, and in my mum's videos as well, but obviously my mum's videos is focused on her story, and that's another whole thing as well. I feel like depression is so generational, and there has to be somebody that, you know, breaks the cycle of depression. That's why me and my sisters, we all suffer from it, even our brothers, like, to some extent. And our mum tried her utmost best with what she was given. Dad was always working. That's another video. But she tried her best, but unfortunately that cycle of depression just hasn't come to an end yet. And what we're actively trying to do is keep our kids away from when we are depressed, and make them see. It was very difficult when I was going through really bad postnatal depression. Like, I feel like we're all in a really positive place right now. We do still struggle with so many things. There's so many things still going on, because it's life. It's life. It's not heaven. It's not Jannah, right? You are going to have these things. But I think we're a lot more united. We're a lot more understanding of one another. Our parents are in a better place, because they were for so many years in one room, but physically they were there, but emotionally they weren't. They just were together. For us, they've always tried to be there. But because that unit has been always somewhat shaky, it had a very bad knock-on effect. And the fact my mum's in-laws as well, that's a whole different story. My mum's in-laws, meaning my dad's side. So yeah, it's just, there's so many videos. I thought, what am I going to talk about this? I feel like I am going to talk about positive things. I'm going to talk about makeup and all that stuff and like, you know, happy things. But how many of us are really happy though? Alhamdulillah. Anyway, so yeah, we're all coping a little bit better, but that's what we're trying to do for our kids. We try to do things with them that we try and make memories for them so that it drowns any kind of negative scene or clip in their life, so that they don't, because I know how humans are, we're all like the same, you know, it doesn't matter how good of a life we've had, but if we do have those bad moments, we will hold on to it till we die. And it's crazy how a little thing in your life can have such a knock-on effect. So imagine those who have actually suffered, you know. So yeah, I just I think that's it. I think I'm gonna go now. And if you want a part 2 to this, I don't even know what to call it. Being real, I guess. I don't know. I'll think of something, but I need to think of something quick. My kids are going to come home with my husband. And the day's going to be, I'm going to try and be normal. On days like these, I am very snappy, and my husband gets the brunt of it. Not my kids, because I try to avoid that around them. But, you know, he's probably going to get the brunt of it. But you know what? Every time when I do see his face and I'm like, poor guy, he's tired, I'll be nice, you know. Then I do love him. I do love him, but he is very annoying. Anyway, so this is me, unfiltered, raw, and just telling you that, you know what, you're not alone. We all are going through the same things. It may not look like on the grid, on TikToks and all that stuff, but we are all in it together, okay? And if somebody needs to hear this, just let me tell you, you will come out of it. And there will be days where you are going to say, life's not too bad, okay? Even if you have like a really, you know, bad situation where the light at the end of the tunnel is very difficult to see, just remember, because I'm sure a lot of Muslims are watching my, you know, I think all of you are Muslims, that this is not the life, this is not our destination, okay? And our destination is going to be way more beautiful, eternal, and just everything happy. And if that doesn't even, if you can't comprehend that, just live in the moment. Don't worry about what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes or, you know, what's going to happen tomorrow or all these problems that you have. Live in the moment, because when you do get to a better place, you'd wish you had lived in that moment. So that's me done for today. Hopefully you can, you know, leave some comments, how you're feeling, how this video made you feel. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel if you like who I am. And yeah, just interact so we can build a community on my YouTube page as well, because I feel like I tick all the boxes when it comes to, you know, having somebody who has everything together, so to speak, but I don't. And I want to make that clear that I don't. And I want you guys to relate to that, and just not want you guys to relate to that, because I don't want any of you to be in that situation, but I know that you will relate to it. So this is me signing out. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.